Good morning. I'm Janet Gorond and I'm from Tribe Sober. And this morning I'm going to talk to you about 7 common mistakes that people make when they try to give up drinking. I think I've made all 7 of them several times. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that our annual fundraiser will close on Monday. So if you want to sign up for a dry February for a whole month of community and online support to see you through a dry February, then just go to tribesober.com and hit January challenge. So let's get started. Let's see if there's anybody there. Okay, let me know if there's any problems with the sound. I think it's all good. So the first mistake that people make is they wait for the right time to stop. I mean, the only regret I have about being 7 years sober is that I didn't do this a long time ago. So don't wait for the right time. If you love your wine, like we all tended to do, there'll never be a right time. You'll never feel ready. You'll never wake up one morning and think, oh, I'm going to stop. Well, unless you're hungover, and then that feeling will last till 5 o'clock, but you'll never really feel ready. And the thing is, there'll always be something, won't they? The number of people that say to me, oh, I've got a wedding coming up, or I'll do it after my holiday. There'll always be something. So the trick is to start before you're ready. Just do it. Just get started. Be sober curious. Take a challenge. Build up some sober stretches. So don't wait for the right time, because there'll never be a right time. If you're watching this and you've been considering it, just do it today. Just see how you get on. You're beginning a journey and it's no good waiting for a departure date. Just get started. Second common mistake is waiting for a sign or waiting for rock bottom. The trick, of course, is to stop digging. Why would you want to wait to rock bottom? Because the longer you wait, the worse your dependence is going to get. Alcohol dependence is a bit like an elevator, and the trouble with that elevator is that it's only going down. And once you've crossed a line with your drinking, you just have to stop. There's no going back. But the fact that you're watching this means that you've already taken the biggest step in this journey, which is to accept that, yes, there could be a problem and I need to learn more about it. So go to tribesober.com and get started. Mistake number 3, using the F word, the forever word. If you start on this journey thinking, oh, I can never drink again, it's just too daunting. It's too overwhelming. It's too big. You have to do it in stages. You might have heard of the elephant technique. You can't manage an elephant. You have to chop it in little sections. So get it into bite-sized chunks. Do it in stages. If you listen to today's podcast from Tribe Sober, you'll hear Lindy talking about her mini goals. And it's such good advice. And that's why challenges are so great. I mean, we've got our January challenge going on at the moment. There's people on that WhatsApp group. And because it's nearly the end of January, we've got people that started on the 1st and they're heading to the end. And they're saying, I feel pretty good and I'm not sure I want to start drinking again immediately, because then I'll mess up all that hard work, and I enjoy feeling energetic, getting up in the morning and feeling more healthy, so I think I'll keep going. So what always happens in our challenges is we end up with a little mini cluster of people that think, oh, let's stick together with this. Let's try for 60 days and let's try for 100 days. And that's how it works. You do your 30 days, you do 60 days, well, 66, and then you've built a new neural pathway and already it becomes easier. Then you do 100 days, then you do 6 months, and then you do your first sober year. And it's very rare that people get to a year and then start drinking again, because there are so many benefits, but you have to keep at it to experience those benefits. So that's number 1, using the number 3, sorry, using the F word. So mistake number 4. Oh, good, there's lots of people here. Hello, Anne-Marie and Roz, Sue and Mandy. Okay, guys, now I know there's someone there, I shall carry on. Mistake number 4, overreacting to slip-ups. At Tribe Sober, we're always banging on about our sober bus because it's a nice analogy. I've even got a little graphic somewhere which says sober bus, double-decker English bus. Anyway, people fall off the bus, and they fall off the bus quite often, many people at the beginning, but that's okay. You know, the best analogy to use for this is to think of a baby trying to walk. You know, when we were all, I can't even remember what age you start walking, but maybe 9, 10 months you start crawling along and trying to stand up. And you fall down over and over and over again, and you keep trying, but of course you get there in the end. I mean, how many 40-year-olds have you seen crawling to work in the office in their suits? You know, it doesn't happen, does it? Because we all keep at it until we learn how to walk. And you need to keep at it until you learn how to not only not drink, but to thrive in your alcohol-free life and to be happy. And another trick, you know, about slip-ups is to keep your eye on the big picture. Because when I used to diet a lot, I don't diet anymore because I don't drink, so somehow my metabolism works. Funny that. But when I was a dieter and I would, you know, go out and have a big meal, lots of wine, obviously put on weight, weigh myself the next morning, be horrified, and then think, oh, well, that's it, you know, I'm giving up. I'll never be thin, so I might as well give up. It's easy to do that with alcohol as well, to think, oh, well, I fell off the bus, so I might as well go back to drinking. But the trick is to get right back on the bus. And here at Tribe Sober, we use an annual tracker. And if you'd like a copy of that, just email me, janet@tribesober.com. And this tracker, well, it's quite old school. It was designed by one of our tribe members. Thank you, Lucy. It's just a piece of paper, but it's really powerful because it allows you to see a whole year, and it's divided into little squares of every day, 365 squares. And the idea is that you get up in the morning, you colour in a square. This day is going to be an alcohol-free day, so you set the intention. And even if you fall off the bus, you know, you mark it on your tracker, and then the next day, right back on the bus. And then you keep looking at this big picture, gives you perspective. Look at the annual tracker. And again, we've seen our members' trackers with all these sober stretches, as we call them, and they get longer and they get longer. So, you know, keep learning from your slip-ups. Just get right back on the bus. It's all part of the process. Mistake number 5, trying to do this alone. Connection is the opposite of addiction, as we all know well in the tribe. You have to connect with others on the same path. I tried to do it alone for 10 years and it didn't work. I just went round and round in circles, feeling worse and worse about myself all the time. But once I'd found my people, I was fine. I connected with them, I learned from them, I was inspired by them, and I got where I wanted to go. So find other people on the same path, other people that can encourage you and inspire you, other people that are further down the road than you that can say, oh yeah, you know, when I was at that stage, I wasn't sleeping either, or I got really depressed at month 4, but I went through it and this is what you need to do. So others, you know, that'll help you stay on track. And the really good news these days is that you don't have to go to AA. You can if you want, but you don't have to. There are so many alternatives. So just get on the internet, get looking, just, you know, sobriety groups, Google it, all over the world, find your people, and obviously go to tribesober.com and check us out, and maybe, just maybe, we're your people. Mistake number 6, haha, classic, having just one. Well, this is actually a thing with our brains. I mean, if you've read William Porter's excellent books, Alcohol Explained, he talks about fading effect bias. And after a few months, our brain starts tricking us after a few months of sobriety. And we start having these thoughts, these ridiculous thoughts like, oh, maybe I wasn't that bad. And you start kind of thinking about the good times as well, never the bad times, just the good times. And you also think, well, I've been sober for 3 months, so I can't possibly be an alcoholic. I'll be all right to have just one. Well, the harsh truth is that once we've crossed a line with our drinking, we'll never be able to have just one. We'll never be a normal drinker. Because when we drink just one, our brain kind of lights up, and then we want just another one. And even if we manage to control it for a few weeks, a few months, inevitably we'll be back to square one. Trying to keep within the low risk limits is absolutely exhausting, I can tell you from experience. Because, well, if we want to be healthy, we shouldn't touch alcohol. That is now official World Health Organization. But the low risk limits, if we don't want to damage our mental and physical health too much, then we should stick to 1.5 bottles a week, which is hardly anything. I used to drink that every night. But by the time you've started logging your units or thinking about how much you can drink this night or how much you drank by mistake at lunchtime without even logging it, it's exhausting. So far better to redirect your energy into meeting a sober tribe, connecting with a sober tribe, learning how to do this thing and discovering new interests. Because not only do you need to stop drinking, you need to learn how to be happy as a non-drinker. Because if you're just going to be sober and miserable, then it's all a bit pointless. So forget about having just one. You're going to be a non-drinker, but you're going to be happier and healthier than you've ever been before. Just reframe it. I mean, getting sober is, the best reframe that I ever heard again from one of our members was, drinking isn't a problem, it's actually an opportunity. Because if you're a drinker, you've got an opportunity to change your life, to transform your life in a way that those normal drinkers never have. So look at it that way. Mistake number 7 is to compare yourself with other people. Because, of course, nobody's journey is the same. And in our tribe, we've got Roz, who I think is listening to this. Good morning, Roz. I know you won't mind me quoting you here. But Roz was a bit like me. She drank for decades. But once she found her people, which was us, she put her glass down and she hasn't had a drink since. And now she's more than 6 months sober and she just did it. There must have been a level of dependency there after all those years, but she managed it. And you can actually hear Roz's story on last week's podcast, which was episode 79, because I do a little interview with her about Sober Spring. So then we've got Roz, and then also in our tribe is Monica. Monica had a rather different experience than Roz in that she kept falling off the bus, but she kept getting back on the bus. And she's actually had 84 day ones. And she's written a blog about her 84 day ones, which you can find on tribesober.com. Go to inspiration and you'll find it in guest blogs. So those are 2 completely different experiences just in our little tribe, and everybody has a different experience. But don't get hung up on that. I don't want you to think, oh, well, Roz did it perfectly the first time, and I haven't, so I'm hopeless. Everybody does it differently. And the key thing is to keep trying. And there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. So every time you fall off the bus, think, why did I fall off the bus? Learn from it, get back on the bus. And if you must compare yourself with someone else, then compare yourself with the vast majority of the global population, all those drinkers, the people that are still drinking mindlessly, the people who think that mommy juice is hilarious and that it's an essential aid to parenting, The people have got no idea that alcohol is linked to 7 different types of cancer and 60 diseases. Because if you're watching this, then it means that you're considering your relationship with alcohol, or that you're well on your way to sobriety, or that you're already sober. And that makes you a lot smarter than the average drinker. So well done. So that's my 7 very common mistakes to avoid. So if you've been making mistake number 4, which was to try to do this alone, then please go to Tribe Sober and join our tribe. Just read about the benefits that we offer for a ridiculously low monthly subscription. Or if you've been making mistake number 5, which is getting hung up on the F word, the forever word, then go to tribesober.com and just hit January challenge, because you've got 2 more days left to sign up for support for a dry February. It just involves making a small donation to a good cause, a donation of your choice, whatever you can afford, and then we give you online and community support for a month. So that's me. Let me have a look what people are saying. So hi Anne-Marie, lovely to see you here. Hi there, Roz, Sue, Mandy. Oh, Karine, yes, Karine's quite a new member, welcome. So you love your track? Yeah, I think we all do. So Roz is happy for me to quote her endlessly. Well, that's brilliant. Okay, guys, well, I'm so looking forward to seeing you all again at our Zoom cafe this afternoon. I've checked in with Claire Pooley this morning. She's definitely coming to join us. So see you all later, and thanks for watching this.